Hello, welcome back. This is your Professor Sudha Kolathu Parambil. You already learned the graphs of parabola, ellipse and hyperbola, also the equation of the parabola, ellipse and hyperbola. Learning section by section was easier. But if you get an equation, how do you identify whether it is an equation of parabola, ellipse or hyperbola? So let's learn a technique to identify that. First check how many squared variables are there. So here x and y represent the variable, a and b are the constants or the numbers. If both are squared, then check, do they have the same sign? That means both the square term are positive, or are they opposite sign? Here they are opposite sign, right? If they are same sign, then you need to check the coefficient, that means the number. So if they are same, then it will be a circle. So here they are not the same, so it won't be a circle, it will be an ellipse. So two square term, different sign, right? So are they same sign? No, then it will be a hyperbola. So this is an hyperbola, this is an ellipse. Okay, how about this one? Here only one term is squared. So one square term, that means that's a parabola. If there is no square term, that means that will be a line. So for example, if it is like y equal mx plus b form, like 2x plus 1 or something, that's a equation of a line. So circle will be like a x square plus y square equal to 9. That means if you divide each term by 9, you can see the number below x and y both are the same numbers. That means the coefficient of x square is 1 over 9, coefficient of y square is 1 over 9, so that will be a circle. So faster way I can say two square term x and y both are squared, joined with the minus sign, that means that will be a hyperbola. Both square term joined with the plus sign, that will be an ellipse. If the number below x and y both are same, that means the right side I am thinking that is 1, then it will be a circle. If both the numbers are a and b are same, then it will be a circle. If there is only one square term like x square equal 4py or something like that, then it will be a parabola. Line means there won't be any square term in it. Now you know how to identify the corresponding graphs of each equation. So let's try the first two. Both are square term joined with the plus sign, so that will be a ellipse. This one too square term joined with the minus sign, that will be a hyperbola. Only one of the variable is squared, that will be a parabola. Also let's do a quick review of the graphs. So here this is the major axis, this is the minor axis, this is an ellipse, right? And focus will be on the major axis, and these two are the vertex, and this will be the co-vertex. Ellipse, the major axis can be horizontal or vertical, and the focus will be always on the major axis. And here in the ellipse, always A is bigger than B. If the number below x is bigger, then the major axis will be horizontal. Number below y is bigger, then the major axis is vertical. And focus will be always on the major axis. This is graph of hyperbola. Hyperbola, instead of saying major axis and minor axis, we call this as transverse axis and conjugate axis. And focus is here. This is the part of the graph, these two. And vertex is here. And this is the center. This is the, or these are the asymptotes. In ellipse, we already saw that A should be bigger than B, but here in the hyperbola, there is no such condition. A or B, any of that can be bigger. But how do we identify whether the focus is on the x-axis or y-axis? You can see that if the equation is starting with x square, that positive term, x square, then the focus is on the x-axis. If the equation is starting with a positive like y square, then the focus is on the y-axis. In parabola, only one of the variable is squared. If the equation is starting with x square equal, then it will be a parabola open upward, or it can be open downward. It will be open upward if this whole thing is positive, then it will be open upward. If this is starting with like negative 4py, then it will be a parabola open downwards. If this is starting with y square, then it will be a parabola open right side, or it could be open left side. If it is y square equal negative 4x or something like that, then it will be a parabola open left side. If this is a positive number times x, then it will be a parabola open right side. In all of these graphs, like ellipse, parabola and hyperbola, center or the vertex need not have to be at 0, 0. It could be at center could be at hk, or the vertex could be at hk. Then you can identify the basic graph, then use the transformation of graph to graph the corresponding equation. Now you will be an expert, so let's identify the graphs. First one is an ellipse, right? Both are square term, both are positive, so that is an ellipse. This is also an ellipse. This is joined with the square term, joined with the minus sign, so hyperbola. This is also a hyperbola. How about the next one? Only one square term, so x square is the only square term, so that will be a parabola. Next one look complicated, right? But we can still try that. If I add this 65x square, so there is one square term, this is another square term, so there are two square term, and the number in front of that is both are positive, so that will be an ellipse, right? Two square term, both are positive. Okay, how about the next one? Okay, this one also if I add, I'll get a positive number and a positive, so both square term positive, so that will be an ellipse too. How about this one? X square and y square. Oh, this one is negative, this one is positive, so that will be a hyperbola. So now you know how to identify that. But in order to sketch the graph, we need more information. We need to use the completing the square method and write each equation in the standard form, then work from there. So you need to refer the corresponding section to learn more about that.